Hi guys, how you doing? I want to do this demo because a lot of people have asked about the grids and how to create them. And I understand. I probably should have done this first. I understand a lot of people are pretty new to InDesign, so I want to do this demo. So I've got InDesign open, and do you remember that assignment last week where it was the 5x7 grid? I know that this document is a different size, but I'm just going to do a 5x7 grid here. So, okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to, you can't see it from the window that you're looking at, but I'm going to go up to the top in InDesign, and I'm across the menu, across the top, I'm going to go to Layout. And you'll see this window open, but I'm going to, the fourth or fifth item down is called Create Guides. Again, InDesign, across the menu, across the top, under Layout, and it's called Create Guides. So I'm going to click Create Guides, and I get this nice little dialog box here. And I'm going to keep my preview box checked so that you guys can see what happens. But I want to show you that you can create a grid here and you can use it. It won't print. It's not visible to the print, but it's visible to if you want to turn it in with a grid, if you want to turn your work in with a grid, we can just keep it, I can just keep it on and look at it, and that would be awesome. So at any rate, so here's what we do. Create guide. So we have rows and columns. So that rows, I'm going to just click that to 2 so you can see what happens. So there's 2, and columns. Let's go to 2 on columns so you can see what happens. Okay, so there's our 2 columns. All right. Now I'm going to watch what happens when I go to 3 columns, 4 columns, 5 columns. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 evenly spaced columns with a nice gutter between. A gutter is the space between those columns. Typically, a gutter is the space between paragraph or text blocks. All right, so I can bring that gutter down a little bit because I think it's a little bit too big. So, whoops. I'm going to bring that gutter down just a little bit to. Okay, good. Now, if I go over to the row side, remember I already have 2, so I'm going to go 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And here's that 5x7 grid. I've got 0.8, 0 picas, and I got 0 picas. So that's good. Everything's even. Now watch this. If I say fit the guide to the page, you can see the grid goes to the edge of the page. So that depends how you want to bleed or what the project calls for. But I just want you to see that if I click fit to margins, see it fits right to these margins right here. So I can say okay here, and I'm ready to go. At this point, I can take my text blocks, and I can start arranging my text blocks. Here, I'll just go to type, and let's fill that with placeholder text. And from here, I can just start formatting the type. Okay, and you can use images. You can even use images. You can use placeholder, for your images. If that's an image, or that's an image, or that's an image, or this is an image, or this is an image. Remember, this is all within the grid, so this is all going to be mathematically correct, so it's going to be pleasing on the eye. Now, it's going to take some experimentation as to what alignment looks best and such, but at least with the grid, you have a really good, solid foundation to start your designs on. And I really think it's a good idea for students to practice with the grid. I know there's some design schools that require a grid for all underlying projects. I think that's a little extreme, but as it were, that's I mean, Kent State in Ohio has uses only a grid system, and they have been for years. They teach Swiss design, and they're a very successful school. So Cranbrook in Michigan is another one. So anyways, this is the grid. Love it, learn it, and really get to know it. All right, thanks guys. Thanks very much.